Good morning, grade 3 students. How are you? Welcome to our third English lecture, week 31. This is a grammar and writing, and we're going to talk about combining sentences. What are the objectives covered in this lecture? We're going to combine sentences by joining the nouns in the subjects, or combine sentences by joining the predicates in a sentence, add commas where they belong, and write a narrative using sequence words. You can refer to Megapack pages 78 till 84. So first we have a grammar, combining sentences. Next we're going to practice, pages 78 till 80. The writing is about sequence, pages 83 till 84. Let's start. Combining sentences. You can combine nouns in the subject. For example, Sean went inside. Where is the subject here? Sean. Next I have Cora went inside. Where is the subject in the second sentence? Here. So I can combine both nouns, both subjects. So by using a linking word which is and. So I say Sean and Cora went inside because Sean did an action and Cora did the same action. We can also combine nouns in the predicate. For example, Mom likes checkers. Mom likes chess. So mom is the same subject. I have the same subject in both sentences, so I use it. Mom likes, same verb as well. However, the nouns checkers and chess is different, so I can combine them by using also and. So mom likes checkers and chess. Now it's your turn. Combine the nouns in the sentence pairs to form one sentence. You can refer to your Megapack, page 78. Chet went to the shore. Emily went to the shore. Here I have a Chet. This is one subject. Emily is another subject. Going to the shore is the same. Went to the shore here and went to the shore here. So what do I combine? I can combine the nouns in the subject, and the sentence becomes Chet and Emily went to the shore. Number 2, they saw seagulls. They saw pelicans. So they is the same. I have they here and they in the second sentence, so I have the same subject, but the nouns in the predicate has changed. Here I have seagulls, and the other one I have pelicans. So what do you think? How can I combine it? I can say they saw seagulls and pelicans. Number 3, a boy swam nearby. An older woman swam nearby. So I have here a boy and here I have an older woman, but the same verb and the same noun in the predicate is still the same. Swam nearby. So here I have to combine the sentence from the subject, the nouns in the subject. So the sentence becomes a boy and an older woman swam nearby. Now we will move on to commas. Rule number 1. Use a comma to separate a city and state and the day from the year in a date. For example, here I have a Frankfurt, Indiana. I can say also, for example, I have Beirut, okay, and then I write a comma, and then I write the country, which is Lebanon. Okay, so Beirut, Lebanon. This is how I can use the commas between a city and the country. And for the date, I write January 7th, for example, and comma, then the year. So I have to separate the date from the year. Second rule in commas. Use a comma to separate things in a series. We studied this before. My favorite candy bars are Hershey's, this is number 1, Snickers, number 2, and Kit Kats, that's the third one. So I put comma when I have a series of nouns or a series of verbs. Use a comma to introduce someone in a sentence. For example, my best friend. Who is my best friend? Kathy. So I put Kathy between two commas. Always makes me laugh. Combine the sentences by joining the two nouns in the subject and then write the new sentence. This is found on page 80. Parents enjoyed the play. Children enjoyed the play. So how can I combine these two sentences together? Parents and children enjoyed the play. Number 2. Tamika was an astronaut. Brad was an astronaut. So I'm going to combine the nouns in the subject, okay? Tamika and Brad. But do I say was an astronaut? Tamika and Brad, I should say what? Were astronauts. I cannot use an anymore because an means one. Okay, so here I should say Tamika and Brad. I should use were because I have two people, Tamika and Brad. And here I should add an S. I should make astronaut in plural and add an S. I know this may be confusing in the beginning, but with practice you will be experienced in combining sentences. Number 3, the story was funny, the songs were funny. So here what do I say? The story and the songs were funny. Number 4, the cast took a big bow. The crew took a big bow. So here I have the cast and the crew took a big bow or bow. So the cast and the crew took a big bow or bow. Correct each sentence by adding commas where they belong. Number 1, we will need sugar, flour, and butter for the cake. So here I have a series of nouns. I have sugar, flour. So I should add the comma after the sugar and after flour. Number 2, my friend moved to Denver, Colorado. I have a name of a city and state. So I should put the comma between. No, we can't make it to the party this weekend. I should add a comma after no. Usually we have to add a comma after no or yes. My grandmother was born on May 25, 1950. So here I have a date. So I should add a comma between the date and the year. The pet store is located at 127 Green Street, Mason, Iowa. So here I have, this is an address, okay? So I should put a comma after the name of the street and after the name of the country and then the state. The last one, Sarah, did you study for the spelling test? So here I'm introducing someone or I'm addressing someone, so I have to put a comma after that person's name. Sarah, comma, did you study for the spelling test? Combine the sentences, use and to join the underlined predicate nouns. Write the new sentences. At the beach we saw seagulls. At the beach we saw pelicans. We did this one before, so we say at the beach, only once we use it, at the beach. We saw seagulls and pelicans. Second one, the pelicans ate fish, the pelicans ate crabs. So I have to use and combine fish and crabs. So the pelicans is repeated, so I use it only once. The pelicans ate fish and crabs. Number 3, we built sand castles, we built forts. So we is repeated, I only use it once. Built is repeated, I also use it once. So I should say we built sand castles and forts. Mom packed sandwiches, mom packed fruit. So I should use the same sentence, same subject, same verb, but the predicate should be combined. And here's my new sentence, mom packed sandwiches and fruit. We finished with the grammar. Now we're going to move on to the writing. Now, good writers make sure that the sequence or order of events of what they are writing about is clear, so that readers do not get confused by the story. It is helpful to use specific sequence words to signal event order, such as first, next, then, and finally. This is not a new lesson. We studied about sequence words before, but it's now we're going to practice even more. Read the paragraph below, revise it, add sequence words where needed, and then rewrite the paragraph. This one you can find it on page 82 in your mega pack. There was a duck with an injured wing in our yard. This is like the topic sentence. We called a man at the animal shelter. Now here it's good to use some of the sequence words. He came and wrapped its wing. So this is something he did first. The wing healed. This is the second one. He took the duck back to its home in the lake, and this is what happened at the end. So using sequence words actually will add more will make the paragraph more clear. So there was a duck with an injured wing in our yard. First, we called a man at the animal shelter. Next, he came and wrapped its wing. Then the wing healed. Finally, he took the duck back to its home in the lake. So this is how we can add sequence words to make the paragraph clear to the reader. So what do we have to do? Think about an animal you would like to help. Use sequence words to explain how you would help the animal. Now, I'm not going to solve this one now because I want to get your ideas when we do our Zoom session together. What animal would you like to help, and state the reason. First thing you did in order to help the animal. What did you do next? This is detail number 2. What did you do at last? This is detail number 3. Now, of course, when we finish our graphic organizer, we have to write all our story on a separate page. Now, that's it. That's the end of our Zoom session. Thank you a lot. Don't forget to join me on Zoom. I really miss you, and I would love to see you again.